That's you.
Hey everyone, getting ready to talk to Jane on FM 92.1 RTR, all about the new cage.
Because I'm trying not to... What? Oh, that. Oh, it's good on the turntable.
It's good on the turntable. I'm sitting on the turntable.
Oh my goodness, right. We've just spoken about greyhounds, emotional response to art. Now we should be talking about buy, sell, swap medical stuff.
All flows very naturally, doesn't it?
Naturally. Right, 20 seconds. So you can't get any closer. You can't be too close to the microphone.
Okay.
So as close as you can. It's better to be closer than. So you can always make that. There we go. 10 seconds. You're tuned into the mag here on RTFRF 92.1, the sound alternative. We've had a big morning already and it's only after 10 o'clock. I'll be with you until 11. We've been listening to Bad Sav with Buy Something New right after the Coral talking a Gypsy Market Blues. I'm getting you in the zone for Buy, Sell, Swap because there is a great new little Facebook group in town. I'm so impressed with it. Such a great idea for all of that stuff that you've got lying around from when you had a broken leg or, grandma had mobility issues or whatever it was. Have you got a spare moon boot lying around the house like most of us probably? Or assisted living items, got those floating around. Conversely, are you looking for those things? So the new Facebook group that's just been started helps connect people with the second-hand medical equipment that they're trying to move on or they're looking for. I have the founder of the group, Vicky White of Lauren Kate Chronic Illness Coaching, with me to discuss how it all works, because the more people that know about these type of Facebook groups, the more successful they are. Welcome to the mag, Vicky.
Thank you very much for having me along, Jane.
Now, this is such a great idea, and I know I've had moon boots in my life that I haven't known what to do with. Where did the brilliant idea for this group come from?
I'm the founder of Lauren Kate Chronic Illness Life Coaching, and I provide a service for people who are living with all sorts of chronic health conditions. And through my clients, I constantly kept hearing this same thing, either that they have stuff cluttering up their rooms, cluttering up the shed. They don't know what to do with it now. So it's served its purpose. Sometimes, as you say, it's when someone has now passed on. They've had the over the toilet chairs, and they've had the wheelchair, and they've and now they've got these items, and they're not sure what to do with them. And in other instances, it's been clients that I work with who, through our discussions, we find that there are certain items that could make their lives easier. But budget comes into play, and buying the items new, especially medical items, can be quite expensive. So the thought just percolated for a little while, and then I thought, how about we pull it all together?
It is a really great idea because a lot of the medical places won't take it back. There are some issues with that, and often a lot of people that, particularly that are looking for equipment, have undergone treatment, and they are quite on a budget because,
absolutely, and especially things that can make such a huge difference for people that are bedridden. I'm dealing with that at the moment with my own son, and we were looking at electric beds to make him more comfortable. So that he could reposition himself without the need to go in and lift him and physically move him, but the cost is astronomical. But now we do have a couple of those sorts of beds on the site, along with the chairs that help you to get into a standing position. They're great items, and they're there and they're available for people to check out right now.
Absolutely. I guess it's also great having it in a central place rather than all on Gumtree as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. If people are looking for something and they go through all the different buy, swap and sell general sites, they're in and amongst clothes and jewellery and pots and cupboards and whatever. And when you are ill, that energy that it takes to search those sorts of things, to be looking, is just something that you don't have to expend. Whereas all in one place, easy.
I guess, yeah, also being in that same marketplace, people understand that you're getting it for a reason, that you're ill, or somebody that you're selling it to is ill, and people help each other a little more than, Gumtree can be a little, gum nutty.
Yeah. and we also have rules within our group, because some medical equipment is actually specifically prescribed for people. And so, we have rules that you have to make sure that you are legally entitled to pass on that equipment. So there is that added protection for people. There's anyone could go and put anything on one of those other sites to sell, but are they actually legally entitled to do that? Whereas we have those rules to help cover people.
Like what sort of things would people not be legally entitled to sell?
Things that have been given through funding from certain bodies, you're not allowed to sell on. If your funding has come through an organisation who actually still legally owns the equipment, you can't pass that on. So it is really important that it is checked as to whether they have a legal right to sell that equipment. Also prescription. Certain splints and things are made as a prescription for a certain person. So there are those other parts that come into it, whereas people might just think, I can just chuck that up on any page. It actually is a little bit more complicated than that.
So it's a little bit of a check and a balance.
It is, yeah. And our admin team are constantly looking at that. They're constantly checking out what's going on and what people are posting.
I guess it's also great that it's a forum where you can say, I'm looking for, as you've just said, I'm looking for an electric bed, and that's just like, might have one of those in the shed.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had that work already quite a few times, because that was a large part of why the group was established, and we've had people post and say, I'm looking for certain things. At the moment, we've got someone looking for one of the 6-inch plastic moulded toilet seat risers. Rather than having the chair that sits over the toilet, they want to have the one that actually sits onto the toilet itself. And so that's up there on the site, and hopefully there's someone out there that can help that lady out.
Now, what sort of things, what else are you finding that's being listed or that is popular?
Yeah, we have a huge range at the moment, between walking frames and wheelchairs, crutches. Some things are actually free. People are putting items up there just to give them away to other people. We've got the cutlery, the moulded cutlery that helps people with arthritis or hand issues. We've got thickening powder for fluids. So, a lot of people that have had strokes or have swallowing issues due to medical problems can't drink things that are liquid, so it needs to be thickened. So we actually have someone who at the moment is selling some thickener. So there's a wide range of different items on the page at the moment.
Wow, yeah, and it's great, just to be part of it, because often you've got stuff that you've forgotten that you've actually got.
Yep.
I know, I'm like that.
Yeah.
And every time you mention something, going, I've got those things as well. Yeah. They could, and of course, the more that we do this, the more people we're helping, and the less it's going into landfill or cluttering up our lives.
Absolutely. You don't want to see these things on the roadside verge. And that is where they end up. People get sick of moving them from one place to the other because they're no longer needed. What do you do with a wheelchair or a set of crutches when it's no longer needed? The kids can play on it, but really they just take up space. And
they're just going to break something. Whether it's another leg or a mini vase.
And they need a set of crutches. But so we don't want to see things end up in landfill. And there is the the cost, but there is also just sometimes it feels really good to know that what you've done is helping someone else, is making someone else's life easier.
Absolutely. And I guess also if you're selling something and somebody very ill is buying it, you can take it around to them, make it easier for them. I know we've spoken before about how to help people with a chronic illness, and it's just, doing the little things.
It is. There are small things that can make a huge difference in people's lives. In terms of comfort and in terms of energy saving, and that's a lot of what I do, is actually teach people small techniques and tools that can help them to make a big difference in their life just by changing and tweaking small parts of what they do, how they live their lives.
It's a beautiful message to be giving, on this long weekend, and it's ostensibly a Christian holiday, but it's wonderful to be able to talk about, inverted commas, a Christian value, helping people. It's not really a Christian value; it's a people value, isn't it?
Well, Lauren Kate took that on yesterday. We put up on our page that at this time of year, Christmas, Easter celebrations, a lot of people that are living with chronic health conditions become very lonely, and it's a really tough time of the year for them. So we put up that if anyone was feeling alone, we were there to talk to, and we provided that service free of charge yesterday, where people could contact us, and we spent time, with people, talking to them and making their day a little brighter, and just letting them know that they're not alone. There are people out there. And it was a beautiful thing to have been involved with.
Long weekends can be a very lonely time for people that are isolated, whether they're housebound or they're homeless. It can be a very lonely time. Yeah. Oh, we've ended on kind of a little bit down there, Vicky.
Oh, it was actually a real upper, because to actually be able to bring some joy and some happiness into people's lives that were feeling a little bit down, well, they went away with a smile instead. And that was great.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, if you know anyone that's suffering from a chronic illness or is a little housebound, then just get in contact with them. Say good day, come over and offer to do their washing or do their dishes or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be big, does it?
Oh, absolutely. Just let people know that you're still there. And a lot of people sort of say, well, I can't do what I used to do. I can't go and catch up with friends anymore because I'm too tired. Well, how about going and instead of meeting in a coffee shop, pop around with a cake and catch up with them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're about to also launch a couple of new initiatives. We have a Facebook support group starting for young people aged from 17 to 25, and that's going to be run and driven by a group of young adults that are all living with chronic health conditions. That's called the Too Hard Basket.
That's great.
The Sane Asylum for the Chronically Young. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Half of these things is not knowing what they're called, but knowing they're even there to start with.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful way of keeping in contact. Social media, for all its evils, there is a lot of good to it, and you're certainly putting it to good with this wonderful Medical Equipment Buy Sell Swap WA page.
Yes.
Did I get that name right?
Medical Equipment Buy Swap and Sell WA. Yep, that's us.
There we go. You can find it. Thanks so much for joining us. Vicky White of Lauren Kate Chronic Illness Coaching.
Thanks, Jane. Thanks for having me in.
What a pleasure. You're tuned into the mag here on RTFRF 92.1, the sound alternative. The time we're heading on up to 10:30 on this Easter Monday. It's a glorious day, so get outside and enjoy it. But maybe listen to the rest of the mag first.
Yeah, absolutely. So just turn that around so my viewers can say hello to you.
Hi. Hang on. There we go. Hello. Look at me. Jeez, I look scruffy. Look. There's little bits of the radio. Oh my goodness. All these buttons to push.
Okay, catch you all on the other side, everyone.